crafting system?
There's going to be a lot of different professions. From what I've heard, I don't know the entire list at this point. It's going to be a lot though. Like when I last checked, it was around 20 different professions. You can have, I think as many professions as you like. One of the cooler things, one of the cooler features actually, is that when you log off, your character becomes an NPC in the game.
Okay.
So like, say you have some things you want to sell, you log out in the middle of town, and your guy actually like sits down and becomes like a salesman in town while you're offline, and you can load him up with goods and people can buy stuff.
So what's the combat like? Is it like a traditional MMO, or is it
a lot more complex?
Okay.
Especially when it comes to player versus player.
Okay.
It's actually, you know, when it's PvE, it's not quite as complex, for lack of a better word. But when you're going against other players, it's going to be very similar to like fighting games. You know what I mean? Like you're going to have blocking, you're going to have parrying, you're going to have different attacks for when you're coming at someone in midair versus on the ground. Different blocks. There's going to be midair combat. Like if you go up in the air, you can actually you can actually fight in the air, and your guy slows down.
So what is the story like? Is it kind of like different clans are going against each other?
It's very similar to that. It's actually I think it's going to be school versus school. So say like Shaolin versus Wu-Tang or whatever you want to say, like that. Over here you can actually see some combat going on. So this guy's blocking, as you can see. It's very complex, man. We haven't actually got the whole game totally localized yet, so and the skills are kind of all over the place because we don't have schools attached to these characters right now, so they kind of have skills from across all the different schools.
So is that kind of what you get to do when you start a character? You kind of get to see what the different schools are like and then choose what you want to go into?
You know what? I'm not sure if you get one. Once you go into a school, I'm not sure if you can unlearn it.
But
I don't know. I haven't actually got, but yeah, you get to check out all the different kind of schools. They have different play styles. Yeah, you actually have different play styles based on what kind of weapon you're going to be wearing. Okay. So like this guy's staff, obviously. And if you go to the skill book, you'll see that each weapon style has its own lineup of skills. So right here we're at staff. So these are all staff skills. Okay. Say you want to use double sword, you've got a whole list of double sword skills. And normally your character wouldn't have access to all these skills, at least for a long time, until you've played through and you've unlocked and kind of trained your way into unlocking all these different kind of weapon sets. So I think it starts off, you're going to be a little bit more concentrated on certain skills, and as you play more of the game, you can kind of round your character out a little bit more.
And when is the beta coming out for America?
We're looking at late July to August is what I've heard. So that should be really exciting.
And where can we go to find out more information about it?
The website.
ageofwushu.com?
Yeah. It might be ageofwushu.